Red Bull in Philadelphia renewing their rivalry Saturday night in Chester. Joe, appreciate you coming on, giving us a couple minutes. A Union team right now that is struggling. I don't even know if that's the best way to say it. It's been, what, 6, 7 weeks since they've been able to get a win. And based on even the game the other night in Chicago, things are not in a good way right now if you're a fan of the Union.
Yeah, not whatsoever, and it's not what they're used to, right? And this is a team that's built this standard up over the last 5 years to be one of the best in the Eastern Conference. And it is weird because Jim Curtin at the start of the season said this was the stretch of the season where the team had to prepare for absences. Daniel Gazdag at the Euros, Jose Martinez, Damian Lowe at the Copa America. But I think things kind of flipped immediately once Andre Blake got hurt. And I think we're starting to see that even more now of these last few games where the goalkeeping issues have just been really startling, to say the least. I mean, they're scoring goals, and even with a depleted attack, without Julian Carranza, Michael Uwa has been on the shelf with an injury for the last few games. So, creating an attack hasn't been their problem. Defending has, which is a complete 180 from what they've been known for and what they've built their foundation off of.
Well, especially when you factor in, even with the guys that haven't been around, you still have Glesnes and you still have Elliott and you still got Wagner. I mean, essentially the back four, and I get no Andre Blake, that's a big piece, but the guys in front are the same. Take me through what maybe was the mindset of this Union team today through training a little bit after, and I watched it. It was even if you're a non-Philadelphia fan, it was tough to see the collapse that took place the other night in Chicago. I would think this is a team right now that's just searching for answers.
Yeah, and the biggest searching for answer spot's been in goal. Jim Curtin a few weeks ago put Andrew Rick, a homegrown goalkeeper, in looking for a spark, and he didn't do anything wrong in that game, but the defense still gave up opportunities on the counter attack, shots from distance, and that's been their biggest thing. No matter who the goalkeeper's been all season. So we went back to Semla on Wednesday night, and the biggest weakness he's had all season is just dealing with crosses. It's just a major weakness in his game, and it showed. The equalizing goal Chicago scored came off a corner that shouldn't have been a corner. He just failed to catch a ball easy into the box, batted it away for a corner kick. So it's little things like that, and you kind of bring that out to the entire team, right? Defensively, is it making the right step? Is it making a clearance or not making clear? It's like split second decisions. Some of it's bad luck. Of course, you're going to run into that throughout the season, but I mean, I think a lot of it does have to deal with the goalkeeper situation. If you've seen the last few years, the way they played with a backup goalkeeper, in most instances in the past few years, it's been Joe Bendick. Look, it's a big drop off from Andre Blake. So of course there's kind of I guess the extra pressure on these center backs, but the center backs themselves haven't played well either, even with Blake, and that's the concerning part. So yeah, it's easy to pinpoint it on goalkeeper, and goalkeeper errors for sure have been a problem. But I think you're right in saying that the defense has taken a step back for sure too, and that's been really startling.
Joe, on the flip side, tell me right now, as of you and I recording 24, 30 hours before kickoff coming on Saturday, what are the positives that the Union are leaning on right now? Jim Curtin, one of those more positive coaches in Major League
Right.
Soccer, usually can try and find the bright spot in even a pretty dark time for his team and his franchise. What are they relying on to think, hey, we'll be able to bounce back from this?
Well, they scored 3 goals on the road, and multiple times, on the post game Wednesday and even today, he mentioned like if you score 3 goals on the road in MLS, you should win. And that's not been a concern, which is crazy because Julian Carranza just gets transferred to Feyenoord. Mikel Uwa has been out. He was declared out 2 to 3 weeks last week with an adductor strain, and Daniel Gazdag just made his first start back from the Euros on Wednesday. So you would think it'd be the other way around, right? Where the defense would step up to hold up a weakened attack, but that's not been the case. A Wednesday night, Quinn Sullivan really stepped up and had a really strong game. Jack McGlynn scored from distance. His quality has shown throughout. And it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this being a third game in 8 days. but they don't have depth. And that's the thing. Ua is still out. Jesus Bueno, who's taken upon the Jose Martinez role in a way, is out with an ankle injury he suffered on Wednesday. So they're down to two strikers, Ty Baribo, who himself sat out Wednesday with a back issue, and Chris Donovan, who entering the season was the number 4 forward. So a lot of the onus is going to be on Gazdag and Sullivan. To their credit, they played really well on Wednesday and got to that point. But yeah, it is going to be a struggle to create chances if everything is not flowing with those two backup strikers.
Joe, how often this week, even in a short week, have you heard, but it's a Red Bull team that Philadelphia has been able to handle as of late?
So you could say that I think about a few teams in the Eastern Conference. The Revs and DC are kind of in that bunch as well. I think that's the first time I've heard that, though. Like, morale is so low in the fan base right now, just from reading everything online. And they're really frustrated with ownership. I don't think it matters at this point who they play. They just want to see a win. It's been a really long time since they've seen one at home. The home form, another one of those things that's just been startling, that it's just disappeared. So I think, yes, it'll be sweeter for the fan base if it's against Red Bulls, but I think in this case, 3 points against anybody would be celebrated.
Joe, a great follow for Philadelphia Union fans and those in Major League Soccer. Appreciate you coming on at Tansey 90. Is that like upper 90? Are we going upper 90 with the end of that?
No, it's just the year I was born.
All right. Joe, appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Look forward to seeing you in person tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you.